Hey, what is up guys? Marcy here, back to do another video, and today I've got a game on Tournament Oasis. This is a pretty awesome game. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a game just like this one here. So let's start things off by going for a couple Disintegrator squads. Now my opponent is Blackhand. I knew he was Blackhand prior to going into this, but I did make a mistake and I built Disintegrators. In general versus Blackhand, you shouldn't really go infantry early on because they have the greatest early game scouting units in the game in the form of those Confessor Cabals, though they are a little bit weaker in the community patch compared to the base game where they spawn as a full squad. When you sell a Shredder turret off, for example, that made them pretty oppressive early on for anti-scouting. Skrin had major difficulty scouting Nod factions back then. Not only was it due to those full Confessor Cabal squads, but also the Seekers, man. They took more gun damage, and those Cabals also had a little bit more range with that minigun of theirs. Seekers died very easily. Now, they still do die easily, to be fair, but it's not as oppressive as it once was. The extremes were toned down, and that's a good thing. So this will be sussed out, these Disintegrators. I only have 5 here. It's not the best map for them, especially versus Nod. They can put down a Shredder turret and kill all 5 Disins nearby that tier spike. So what I'm doing here with these 5 Disins is just hoping that he goes for a flame tank. Now, me being the Reaper-17, I don't have to spend the resources to use the tip scan. I'll go for a div push as well behind these Disintegrators, hoping to lure the flame tanky builds with the Disintegrators. Use that scan. Didn't cost me anything. That's one of the perks of playing the Reaper-17. If that were Skrin or R39, we had to pay $300 there. So already we're seeing some faction-specific advantages come into play. I know he's got a flame tank somewhere on the map. It's either a flame tank or a Reckoner. I'm going to split the Disins up and see what we can find. The second dev tank comes out for me, and I have to play a little bit different here. Usually I would push with my MCV to the Blackhand player's base, but it's a very large map, and I believe I should just stay in my base. Counter this flame rush with the Reckoners, with the Devourer tanks, and Reckoners won't be able to get far. Those are the new and improved Reckoners with faster speed. They still aren't quite as fast as they are in 1.02, which is the unmodded version, but still, they are a little bit more refined. We did nerf the speed in 2016 to nerf Blackhand because it was oppressive. The only thing we saw back then were Reckoner rushes with 2 Rocket Squads and Blackhand mirrors. But over the years, the game is more understood, the meta has changed, and we deemed it was okay for the speed to be adjusted further. I think the main problem back then, in retrospect, was the full health Cabals. Anyways, I still have to deal with this flame rush. There is another Reckoner in the bottom of the map. He could have deployed and killed that power plant, but he instead chose to go back. Got that third harvester, and this is a pretty crazy game so far. I don't think I've seen a game just like this one in quite a while. Action is non-stop. On one refinery, 3 harvesters. Both of us are committed to this one refinery play. That's why I don't want to overextend. I'm patient. I'm going to stay around in the middle of the map. I'm also concerned that he could have a second war factory on the way. The thing is, right, if I counterattack him here, he's going to have that war factory, and he's going to have a defender's advantage. He's going to build units nearby his war factory. He's going to get repairs from his war factory. Those Scorpion tanks won't take much damage. So it'd be foolish of me to currently attack him. I believe firmly he's going for a second war factory. If I'm to expend 1 unit, it should be the Corruptors. I'm going to send that ahead. But upon seeing those tanks, I had to choose instead to go back. I don't want to reveal I have these dev tanks here just yet, but if I can kill these Goblin tanks, that would be nice. He pulls those back. And this has fixed his attention to those 2 dev tanks, which is what I want him to do. I want him to pay attention to those dev tanks. We've got a dev tank in the bottom of the map. I was afraid he'd have something down there. He didn't deploy that second Reckoner, so that still is on top of my mind. I'm concerned about it. The power plant of his with the upgrade is revealed with the Tiberium vibration scan, since that does have a Tiberium core, which does consist of Tiberium, which will, as a result, make it be revealed by the Skrin support power. No Reckoner just yet. I got these 5 Storm Riders. I may as well lift them up to intercept the Reckoner if it's approaching from the north, but I've got the buzzer there to keep that area of the map scouted. Now he can thread the needle. There are some areas of the map nearby my base which doesn't have it revealed, so he can squeeze the Reckoner through there, but he instead chooses to go for my drone platform. With all the tanks and the Reckoner, I'm going to have to accept the fate of this drone ship and try and squeeze out a portal before it goes down. But I do have all 8 of my Storm Riders out here. Now I got 2 options. I can choose to attack the tanks at my base, but I want to capitalize on the element of surprise as much as possible and go for his harvesters. This is going to put me in a very precarious situation, since now I don't have anything to counter these Dozer Blade Scorpion tanks. I've made a couple buzzers to prevent or to make the crush of the disintegrators a little bit harder with those tanks, because buzzers can't be crushed like the Desynts can be. Dozer Blade Scorpion tanks don't take any damage while crushing those disintegrator squads, and I did take out most of his harvesters. He still has some remaining, and to my horror, he has a couple flame tanks. I was able to just about take that one out. That's really the main damage dealer, so I turned all my guns to destroy that first. He's going for my refineries. Both of my extractors will be going down, so I'm not going to have any more income coming in. I do have 2 Tide River Spikes to my name, so it's not all over just yet for me. I got the 8 Storm Riders, going to thin out these Scorpion tanks as much as possible. This is buying him time to build a response to these 8 Storm Riders, but that is a lot of Storm Riders. Now he still has eco, more so than I do. I'm trying to squeeze out a drone ship with this sole gravity stabilizer I have left. I only have 2 structures remaining. I've got a warp sphere and a gravity stabilizer, as well as I must have a power plant as well, since I'm not low on power. But yeah, I did fly into a bunch of Raider buggies. I was shocked to see how many he had built in that span of time. They only are $500, so they don't cost very much, and now I have a real challenge at hand. I don't have any eco. I've only got 6 Storm Riders. I flew into his Raider buggies by mistake. He's got some more at home to defend his base. He's got so many units. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop this. I've got a dev tank, 3 Seekers, and 6 Storm Riders, which are pretty much useless at this present time. There's just so many Raider buggies, man. With that many Raider buggies, he can easily kill my dev tank and Seekers around the warp sphere. Now I could sell this warp sphere off to speed up the production of my refinery, but I need it, man, to keep my dev tank and Seekers in the fight if they are to confront this many nod units. Now my option here would be to go for his harvesters again in his base, or to try and thin down these Scorpion tanks. I'm not really concerned too much about the buggies. Yes, they do damage, but it's not as potent as the Scorpion tanks. The tanks are what I should be focusing on. He's only got 4 remaining there, but that's a lot of Raider buggies, man. I don't have anywhere near enough units, but I do have a dev tank on that veteran status, so it will get 15% additional health, which could be vital in this fight. He's trying to focus on that dev tank. Dev tank getting repairs nearby that war factory. The Raider buggies are trying to hunt down the Storm Riders. Storm Riders trying to take out the Scorpion tanks. And that dev tank, I'm going to be forcing it around the warp sphere. He's trying to kill the dev tank. The Storm Riders are also taking out the Scorpion tanks at the cost of their lives, and now I have just 1 dev tank remaining. I was able to squeeze out a refinery. All of the Storm Riders falls, but the dev tank, man, it has promoted to elite, which is crucial in this present moment. And I'm bringing in lots of resources now with that extractor, and the elite dev tank will hold the line versus the nod player, and that's going to be GG. A very quick and short game, man, but that's what Command & Conquer is all about. Those short games that are so intense, and yeah, adrenaline through the roof, let's just say. I like C&C for that, the fast-paced gameplay, no mucking around. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed that. Look at the eco graph, man. We're basically neck and neck in that game. Both of us had the same economy. All things were equal aside from me having that dev tank at the end. I was just about to squeeze that drone ship out. It was so close. It could have gone either way easily in that particular game there. But I made the decisions I needed to make, and that's going to be GG. Anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button. I really appreciate that. And before I go, I'd like to thank all my patrons for keeping this going. I do have a patch coming for the winter. Going to include a bunch of Cypher Bullets maps again for that Xmas themed patch. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.